Now this is going to be a fascinating train wreck to watch. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and if you've watched me before, you know I've called out the Golden Globes for being a complete sham. But that's not why the Golden Globes were canceled this year. No, they're canceled because they're not diverse enough. And the truth is they aren't diverse enough. I'm going to break that down. Look, there's actually some truth to this story. However, Hollywood's response to this story is so fascinating to watch because Hollywood knew forever the problems with this organization. Not just the diversity, but their lack of transparency, their super sketchy way they gave nominations and selective choosing of who's more famous and everything else. This thing has been such a joke since the beginning. Ricky Gervais said it to their faces, and they all would just laugh and anything to accept one of those stupid gold statues. But guys, this is insane watching everyone now just sprint away from this organization as if they never, ever supported it. Let's watch this. All right, so look, the breaking news is this. The show has been canceled. So how do we get to this point? What's going on? And why is Tom Cruise already returning his trophies? Oh, let's get to all of it, shall we? First, before we get anywhere, it's important that we remember this last Oscars, which was easily the worst Oscars of all time, was its lowest rated of all time as well. And not just because it was a really terrible show with movies that were just, they were okay, they were good, but there just weren't enough movies this year. They shouldn't even had an award show this year. That's what the whole problem was. But the Academy, the Hollywood Foreign Press, they need these awards so they can get the network money. NBC, etc., pays them a huge licensing fee to air the show. And I'm talking a ton of money to license these shows. So to lose the big award show is a huge knock for them. They get all these celebrities to show up for free. They show up, and that's part of the star of the show. And the network pays a fortune for them to be able to license the Golden Globes, the Oscars, etc. Now, the Academy uses a lot of that funding, the extra funding that they make from that show, to do their restoration efforts, and they have libraries and things that I've been told are actually useful things for film history. Hollywood Foreign Press, though, who's pocketing all the money? Now, Dick Clark Productions produces it, but I'm sure the Hollywood Foreign Press is paid something. We are going to find so much more from this. I kid you not. Stay tuned. The amount of sketchiness behind this organization has always been there. And the House of Cards is now falling. So much more coming. In fact, so here's what happened. A lot of people and stuff, and companies, rather, agencies, publicists, and stuff have now stepping out. And now Scarlett Johansson's one of the first, Mark Ruffalo was first. Scarlett Johansson was quick to follow. An actor promoting a film, one is expected to participate in award season by attending press conferences as well as award shows. She said, in the past, this has often meant facing sexist questions and remarks by certain Hollywood Foreign Press members that bordered on harassment. It is an exact reason why, for many years, I refused to participate in their conferences. And the organization, Hollywood Foreign Press, was legitimized by the likes of Harvey Weinstein to amass momentum for Academy recognition, and the industry followed suit. Unless there's a necessary fundamental reform with the organization, I believe it is time that we take a step back from Hollywood Foreign Press and focus on the importance and strength of unity with our unions and the industry as a whole. Ooh, that set waves. So then, of course, who was next? Amazon stepped up, and Amazon said they're not going to be involved. And then who else? Netflix. Netflix was out. And the irony of Netflix coming out was very fascinating because Netflix had a show called Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris was under all this scrutiny because it got nominated for Best Comedy Series, and it's not that good of a series. Sorry, guys involved, but everyone was sort of like, what the hell? They treated all of the voters to this lavish Paris vacation. And many are assuming that's ultimately how they got the nomination, proving an age-old sort of, anybody in the industry sort of know, if you wine and dine the Hollywood Foreign Press enough, they remember it and they reward you with nominations. So again, showing how scammy and ridiculous this whole organization was from the first place. Harvey was right. I hate to say it, but the Golden Globes was just a pre-show for the Oscars, which is what everyone was trying to do. And Harvey really sort of pioneered the race and the what's that called? When you're out there trying to get your movie nominated, you do all that work for it. He was one of the best. He got Shakespeare in Love to beat Saving Private Ryan, which was, again, a sham. But he knew how to market to the voters and do sort of things and sketchy things and get in there. And to know that Weinstein and the Hollywood Foreign Press were like, yeah, we're good. Not a good look, right? So now here's the thing. Now Hollywood that has pat itself in the back for so long, accepting these Golden Globe nominee, Tom Cruise. Well, now Tom Cruise is like, no, I'm giving all my trophies back. What took you so long, Tom? You're telling me you didn't know. Give me a break. Just like the whole Harvey thing. Everybody knew. Everybody knew how shady and sketchy and how undiverse the Hollywood Foreign Press. No one, they had no credentials. These people are just a bunch of friends that somehow snuck into an organization and got these globes, and they're like, yeah, we're the experts. We're the Hollywood Foreign Press. Yeah. They have no authority outside of this Golden Globe show that they lucked into. And every celebrity in town knew it. Yet you took the awards, and now to save face because you know the reckoning is coming, he's starting the wave, and I'm sure we'll see others doing it too, of giving the globes back. Trophies for Jerry Maguire, Born on the 4th of July, and Magnolia. Now, granted, these were a while ago, but I wouldn't be surprised if others follow suit. Source says this happened. House of Cards continues to crumble. NBC canceled next year's broadcast. He's the latest star to speak out, including Netflix, Amazon, and then Warner Media. Also, huge statement coming out here. But I find this so frustrating because Hollywood is so phony. Yeah, they had no problem knowing how sketchy and how undiverse this organization was for years, including last year. And no one made a thing until now. They got a huge piece came out and exposed the Hollywood Foreign. I think it was, sorry, I should have this up. A huge piece sort of exposed the legitimacy of them. It wasn't even just the diversity, it was the legitimacy of them. But Hollywood's not focusing on that part of it, notice. That's what I really want to make sure you guys are paying attention to. No, they're focused on, well, there's not enough black members. And to be fair, there aren't. There's 82 members of the Academy of the Hollywood Foreign Press, and there wasn't a single black member. I mean, that's just a bad look, guys. 86 people behind it. And so they've been trying to do these like sweeping reforms, and it's too late. It's not happening. And then they decided to like sort of put it, I'm trying to find the exact number. 75 of the members voted for inclusion in overall proposal the group's board put forth beginning of the week, hopes of reframing the narrative. Chatter of the weekend, especially with Netflix, they wouldn't engage until real reform was put in place. So they want it to be even more. Admittedly, first step reforms are a 50% increase in membership in the next 18 months, hiring of an CEO and other top governance positions, though no replacement for long-term is in the cards. Conduct and method measures. After the 78th Golden Globes before the latest vote, the Hollywood Foreign Press saw racially offensive remarks from a former president, newly minted diversity, inclusion advisor, and fixer, both which walked out of frustration. So, look, the reality is this was a in club that was getting access to Hollywood, and they want to be careful because once they let some of these people in, if they're not in on the club, they're not going to get the same kind of treatment. That's what's happening here. So Hollywood Foreign Press knew this, and a lot of people that were there were like, leave us alone. What are you talking about? What it is? But now Hollywood can't ignore it any further. Plus, Hollywood is going to get caught being shady, getting these awards in the first place. So how do we just throw this whole thing out in the first place? I got it. They're sexist. They're racist. Yeah. Boo. Get out of here. Hollywood, you knew. You were such a fraud. It just every day we get another story just showing the hypocrisy in Hollywood of just how they just don't. It's sickening. It's just I don't miss it at all. Some people are like, Andy, oh my God, you're jealous. You're not in Hollywood. Oh my God, I'm so grateful to be out of Hollywood. Sure, there's fun opportunities out there. They do more, but honestly, so much is leaving because of stuff like this. It's all so fake. All these people don't care. They don't care about the diversity. They don't. They want to work. And by setting this up, it's only going to blow up in their faces and make more boring, preachy award shows is what they're trying to do here. And the ratings couldn't help even more. Just focus on the movies. Focus on the escapism. Nobody can do that now because now it's got to be talking about racial everything. Everything's going to have to be racial equality during the show and all this. And I'm just like, I just want to watch movies. Just make good movies. Let's celebrate the movies. But we've lost focus of the movies in any of these shows. I don't want to watch any of them anymore. So good riddance to the Golden Globes. I don't care. It was fun because they got drunk and they'd sometimes have fun hosts to sort of make fun of everything. But can Hollywood just put on a roast? Let's do the roast of Hollywood every year. Can someone just make that show? And I would much rather watch that than all the awards and stuff. Everyone get dressed up. Let's do a real proper roast. And there we go. That's all we really need from the Golden Globes. Anything else? Meaningless. I can't even tell you all the people. Oscars I take a little bit more seriously. I'm sad, and I hope the Oscars can figure out a way to get better, because I do think there should be a film award. I do like that, voted by the peers. It's not always correct, and it's not always right, but it's something about it. The history of it is cool. I do support figuring out the Academy Awards, and I hope they can step out of this bubble and they can do the proper thing, which is focus again on the movies. And if we don't have enough movies this year, which I think we will have hopefully more movies this year, then, they should have just combined these 2 years together. That would have been a better route. We're taking a year off, and the next year all the films will rally together, and that'll be what we do. Or do like a best of the decade. There's so many opportunities you can do, these award shows that they could have done. Let's go back and look about the best of the last 100 years. Let's talk about all the films, whatever. There's so many things they could have done creatively to raise money for theater industries that are struggling, instead of spending tens of millions of dollars to pat each other on the back and, yay, we're all safe. And we got tested and spent fortune on rapid tests because we can be here and take awards from each other. The last thing anybody actually needed. So, look, I say good riddance. I think we're at the point where I don't need these award shows, especially the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes were never legitimized. It was just a group of people, and they got caught. They got caught, and that's karma catching up with them. Everything falls at a certain point or another. You can't just keep playing the game that you were playing. The writing was on the wall for so long, and you guys avoided it, and then you tried to fix it, and you had every chance to try to fix it, because Hollywood loves those pats in the back, and you still didn't fix it enough. I don't even know if they were fair, if they should be, but I don't even believe the reform is what Hollywood wants. Hollywood, I think, wants to cover up the fact that this award has always been a sham from the beginning, and all these actors, all these people are going to see in the next coming days giving back the award and condemning them. Where were you last year? Where were you this summer? Where were you until right now when it's the in thing to do? Remember it, because they're the phonies. They're going to be out there, yay, rallying for this cause that I've always believed in, even though I'm only speaking up now and accepted it before. Just like Harvey. Hollywood always knows, and they always ignore until they can't anymore. If you want to hear more honest breakdowns and industry insight, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell, because YouTube doesn't like this kind of honesty. I'll be honest. They do not. Smash the like button, leave a comment for the algorithm love, help this video get out there. If you've made it this far, thank you. Means a lot to me. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, and make sure you check out these videos as well. Lots more to check out here on Popcorned Planet.